What if I told you that everything you can see in the night sky, every star, every galaxy, every cosmic wonder that has ever captivated humanity, represents less than 4% of what's actually out there? The universe you think you know is just a tiny bubble floating in an ocean of infinity that stretches beyond anything your mind can possibly comprehend. Right now, as you're listening to this, galaxies are racing away from us at speeds that would make your head spin. Some are moving so fast that their light will never reach Earth, no matter how long we wait. They're disappearing into a cosmic horizon that's expanding faster than the speed of light itself. This isn't science fiction. This is the reality we live in, and it's far more mind-bending than any movie ever made. Let me paint you a picture of just how vast this universe really is. Our sun, that brilliant ball of fire that gives us life, sits 93 million miles away from Earth. That sounds like a lot, right? Scientists call this distance one astronomical unit, and it's basically our cosmic yardstick. Light from the sun takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach your eyes. But here's where things get absolutely insane. The observable universe, the part we can actually see with our most powerful telescopes, stretches 93 billion light-years across. Now, a light-year isn't a measurement of time, it's distance. It's how far light travels in 1 year, which works out to about 6 trillion miles. So we're talking about a sphere of space that's 6 trillion miles times 93 billion. Your calculator probably can't even handle that number. But here's the kicker. That 93 billion light-year bubble. It's just what we can observe. Scientists believe the actual universe is at least 250 times larger than what we can see. We're talking about a diameter of at least 7 trillion light-years. To put that in perspective, if you could travel at the speed of light, which is impossible for anything with mass, it would take you 7 trillion years just to cross from one side to the other. The James Webb Space Telescope has been peering deeper into space than ever before, and what it's showing us is breaking some of the fundamental rules we thought we understood about physics. It's looking so far back in time that it's actually seeing the universe when it was just a baby, showing us galaxies that formed when the cosmos was only a few 100 million years old. But these galaxies are way too big and too organized for their age. It's like finding a fully grown adult in a nursery. This discovery is forcing scientists to rewrite the textbooks. The universe isn't just vast, it's also full of surprises that challenge everything we thought we knew. And the most shocking revelation of all. The universe isn't slowing down in its expansion like we expected. It's actually speeding up, driven by something called dark energy that makes up about 68% of everything that exists. Let me give you some perspective on just how small we are in this cosmic dance. The Voyager spacecraft, launched back in 1977, are the farthest human-made objects from Earth. Voyager 1 is currently about 14 billion miles away, traveling at 38,000 miles per hour. That sounds incredibly fast, but it's moving at a snail's pace compared to light. At its current speed, it would take Voyager 1 70,000 years to reach Proxima Centauri, our nearest stellar neighbor, which is only 4.25 light-years away. Now let's zoom out and look at some of the cosmic structures that surround us. Our home galaxy, the Milky Way, is a spiral galaxy that stretches about 100,000 light-years across. It contains somewhere between 200 and 400 billion stars. Each one of those stars is a sun, many potentially hosting their own planets and maybe even life. The numbers are so large they start to lose meaning. But the Milky Way is just one galaxy among trillions. Our nearest major galactic neighbor is Andromeda, a massive spiral galaxy that's 2.5 million light-years away. Andromeda is actually racing toward us at about 67 miles per second, and in about 4.5 billion years, it's going to collide with our galaxy. Don't worry though, the collision will be more like a cosmic dance than a crash, and any life on Earth will have bigger problems to worry about since our sun will be dying around that same time. Andromeda is absolutely massive, spanning about 220,000 light-years across and containing roughly 1 trillion stars. When you look up at the night sky, you can actually see Andromeda with the naked eye as a faint smudge of light. You're looking at light that left that galaxy 2.5 million years ago, when our earliest human ancestors were just starting to walk upright on the African savanna. The constellation Hydra is the largest of the 88 recognized constellations, stretching over 100 degrees across the night sky. Its brightest star, Alphard, is an orange giant sitting about 177 light-years away. That might sound close in cosmic terms, but if you could somehow travel at the speed of light, it would still take you 177 years to get there. The Southern Cross, part of the Centaurus constellation, contains Alpha Centauri, which is actually a triple star system. Alpha Centauri A and B orbit each other in a cosmic waltz, while Proxima Centauri, a small red dwarf star, sits about 4 light-years away from them. This tiny red star is our closest stellar neighbor, and it actually hosts at least one planet that might be capable of supporting life. The Triangulum Galaxy, also known as Messier 33, is about 3 million light-years away and contains roughly 40 billion stars. Its delicate spiral arms have been captivating astronomers for generations. The Whirlpool Galaxy, sitting 23 million light-years away, is locked in a gravitational dance with a smaller companion galaxy, creating one of the most beautiful and photographed objects in the night sky. The Sombrero Galaxy got its name because it looks exactly like a wide-brimmed Mexican hat when viewed edge-on. It's about 29 million light-years away and has a prominent central bulge surrounded by a distinct dust lane. The Pinwheel Galaxy, located 21 million light-years away, boasts a diameter of 170,000 light-years, making it larger than our own Milky Way. Each of these galaxies represents billions or trillions of stars, and each star could potentially host planets. The sheer number of possibilities for life in the universe becomes staggering when you consider these scales. If even a tiny fraction of planets can support life, we're talking about billions of potentially habitable worlds in our galaxy alone, and trillions throughout the observable universe. But here's where things get really mind-bending. The observable universe is just the part we can see. Beyond that 93 billion light-year boundary, space continues to expand. There could be infinite galaxies, infinite stars, and infinite planets stretching out in all directions forever. The concept of infinity is almost impossible for our brains to process because everything in our daily experience has limits. Most cosmologists believe we live in what's called a flat universe. In a flat universe, the angles of a triangle add up to exactly 180 degrees, just like they do on a flat piece of paper. This flatness suggests that the universe could extend infinitely in all directions. If that's true, then somewhere out there, beyond the edge of what we can observe, there might be exact copies of you, living on exact copies of Earth, in exact copies of our solar system. The mathematics of infinity are truly bizarre. In an infinite universe, not only would every possible arrangement of matter exist, but every possible arrangement would exist infinitely many times. That means there would be infinite versions of you making slightly different choices, infinite versions of Earth with different histories, and infinite versions of everything that could possibly exist. The universe is not only vast beyond comprehension, it's also ancient. The cosmos has been expanding for about 13.8 billion years since the Big Bang. During that time, it has grown from a point smaller than an atom to something that might extend forever in all directions. The rate of expansion is actually accelerating, driven by dark energy that makes up the majority of everything that exists. Dark energy is one of the biggest mysteries in physics. We know it exists because we can measure its effects on the expansion of space, but we have no idea what it actually is. It's causing galaxies to move apart faster and faster, and if this continues, the universe will eventually become a cold, empty place where individual galaxies are so far apart that beings in one galaxy won't even be able to see the others. This scenario is called the Big Freeze or heat death. Stars will eventually burn out, black holes will slowly evaporate through a process called Hawking radiation, and the universe will become a dark, cold, empty space with occasional particles scattered across distances so vast that they might as well be in separate universes. But this fate is so far in the future that it's almost meaningless to us. We're talking about timescales that are trillions of times longer than the current age of the universe. Another possibility is the Big Crunch, where the expansion of the universe eventually reverses and everything collapses back into a single point, possibly triggering another Big Bang and starting the cycle over again. There's also the Big Rip scenario, where dark energy becomes so dominant that it literally tears apart every atom in the universe. These are the kinds of ultimate questions that keep cosmologists awake at night. Will the universe exist forever? Will it end in fire or ice? Are we alone in this vast expanse, or is life so common that every star system hosts its own civilizations? We're making progress on these questions, but each answer seems to reveal 10 new mysteries. The James Webb Space Telescope is revolutionizing our understanding of the early universe. It's showing us that galaxy formation happened much faster than we thought possible, and that the universe was a much more active and violent place in its youth. Some of the galaxies it's discovering are so massive and so well-formed that they shouldn't exist according to our current models of cosmic evolution. What's truly humbling is that despite all our technology, all our telescopes, and all our scientific knowledge, we're still just scratching the surface of understanding the universe. We've barely begun to explore our own solar system, let alone our galaxy or the billions of other galaxies beyond. We're like children playing on a beach, occasionally finding a pretty shell while the vast ocean of knowledge stretches endlessly before us. The universe is not just vast in terms of space, but also in terms of time. If you compressed the entire history of the universe into a single year, human civilization would represent only the last few seconds before midnight on December 31st. Our entire species, everything we've ever built, every story we've ever told, every life that's ever been lived, all of it would fit into the final blink of an eye. And yet, here we are, conscious beings made of star stuff, capable of contemplating the very cosmos that created us. We're the universe's way of knowing itself, of asking questions about its own nature and origin. In a sense, when you look up at the night sky and wonder about the vastness of space, you're participating in the universe's attempt to understand itself. The atoms in your body were forged in the hearts of dying stars billions of years ago. The carbon in your cells, the iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, all of it was created in stellar furnaces and scattered across space when those stars exploded. You are literally made of the universe, and the universe is made of you. This cosmic perspective can be both humbling and empowering. Yes, we're tiny specks in an unimaginably vast cosmos, but we're also the most complex structures the universe has ever created. We're conscious, we're curious, and we're capable of love, creativity, and wonder. In a universe that's mostly cold, empty space, consciousness might be the rarest and most precious thing of all. The next time you look up at the night sky, remember that you're not just looking at pretty lights. You're looking at the visible edge of infinity, at galaxies racing away from us at impossible speeds, at stars that died billions of years ago, and at the birthplace of the very atoms that make up your body. You're seeing the universe as it was in the past, and you're participating in its ongoing journey toward whatever fate awaits it in the unimaginably distant future. The universe is vast, mysterious, and full of wonders that we're only beginning to understand. Each new discovery raises more questions than it answers, and the more we learn, the more we realize how much we still don't know. But that's what makes the journey so exciting. We're explorers on the greatest adventure of all time, trying to understand our place in the cosmic story that began with the Big Bang and will continue long after our sun burns out. So the next time someone tells you that you're insignificant in the grand scheme of things, remember that you're made of star stuff, you're conscious, you're curious, and you're part of the universe's ongoing attempt to understand itself. In a cosmos that stretches beyond imagination, filled with wonders that challenge our understanding of reality itself, you are both infinitely small and infinitely precious. That's the beautiful paradox of being human in an infinite universe.